Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel, and today I'm going to be talking about Teofimo Lopez versus Jamaine Ortiz. Now this fight right here, this is an excellent fight, guys. I hold these two in very high regard prior to this fight even being made, and now that it has been made, I hold them to an even higher regard. You know, we're talking about two very talented boxers, two very skilled fighters fighting in their primes. This is brilliant matchmaking, and we, the fans, we should seriously show love to these two and support both of them for making this fight happen. At the end of the day, this is all what we want as fans, right? We want to see the best versus the best at their best. And y'all can say what you want about Ortiz, but he's one of the best in the division for me. So, you know, with that out the way, as always, first things first, the tail of the tape. So Teo is 26 years old with a record of 19-1 with 13 KOs. He is 5'8" and he has a reach of 68 inches. And obviously that one blemish is from Kambosos after defeating Lomachenko. Ortiz, on the other hand, is 27 years old with a record of 17-1 with 8 KOs. He is also 5'8" and he has a reach of 69 inches. And his one loss is from the great Lomachenko, where he, you know, I'm talking about Jamaine, actually had a great showing of himself. So that's actually how I found out about him, from that fight. He looked really good to me, and ever since then I became a fan. So as we can see here, these guys are similarly built, you know, age, height, reach, everything. I will say though, Ortiz looks a little bit bigger. I actually think that moving up to 140 will do him a lot of good, you know, more good than it did to Teo. Don't get me wrong, you know, Teo is still brilliant, but he doesn't seem as much of a devastating puncher at 140 than he was at 135. I think Ortiz will actually get a lot stronger at 140. He looks really good so far. But anyways, the similarity doesn't stop at their physical build. These guys have similar attributes as well. Both very well conditioned, uber athletic fighters with very quick hands and feet. You know, quick reaction time. Both very explosive. Both are great boxers with good footwork. Very good at counter punching, both of them, and both are very smart. Teo is more powerful, of course. He definitely has a lot more pop than Ortiz, but I believe Ortiz has faster hands and throws better combinations. Ortiz is also a good switch hitter, so he can always pull that out the bag. But in terms of defense, they're very good at that as well. But I think Ortiz is a little bit better than Teo, just because I feel like he focuses on defense a little bit more. Teo is a better offensive fighter in my opinion. In terms of durability, now, if we're talking about weakness, I think this is both of their weakness. Teo has been dropped several times. He seems to be susceptible to well-timed punches. Don't get me wrong, he's also taken a lot of heavy punches, but, you know, he has been dropped. If you catch him at the right time, you will drop him. Ortiz, on the other hand, he looks like, I don't know if he's been dropped before, but he has gotten hurt before. I think he's a little chinny. Like, chinny in the sense that he doesn't take punches well. Yeah, even in his last fight, I think he got hurt twice there. But if we're talking stamina, I touched on it earlier. Both are very, very, very well-conditioned fighters. No stamina issues at all for these guys. Ortiz did slow down against Loma in the championship rounds, but I think, you know, accumulation of damage was also a big factor as to how that went down. I also think fighting the likes of Loma is very mentally taxing, so it was also his first 12-rounder, I believe, so I'm gonna give him a pass for that, just because I also haven't seen him slow down in his recent fights. But stylistically, in a head-to-head matchup, I'm gonna have to favor Ortiz. I think him being a very mobile and elusive fighter will give Teo lots of fits. His counter-punching as well, of course, will give Teo a lot of problem. Ortiz is very smart. He sets a lot of traps and he is so mobile. This guy moves all over the ring. And, you know, we saw Teo have some trouble with Martin. He got dropped twice in that fight. Of course, one of the knockdowns didn't count, but it should have. That was a legitimate knockdown, you know. Both knockdowns, Martin caught Teo coming in with a counter hook. They weren't even hard punches. They were just perfectly timed punches. You know, Martin also moved laterally a lot in that fight, and Teo just couldn't quite find his groove the whole fight. Ortiz, I feel, will be just a better Martin. He has better footwork, faster feet and hands, and I believe he'll copy that blueprint that Martin laid out, and, you know, will execute it better. So I really think Ortiz will give Teo problems in this fight. On the other hand, Ortiz does get hurt and he throws a lot of combos, and you know, though they are fast, Teo can most definitely absolutely time him and even throw with him. And I just feel that Teo just needs to land one clean one and it will change the whole fight. He can even knock Ortiz out just from one clean punch. I don't know what it is. I just don't rate Ortiz's chin highly. I just don't think his punch resistance is at the level he needs to be. I don't think Ortiz also has faced someone as athletic as him or as, you know, explosive as Teo. So I can definitely see pathways to success for both of these fighters. But, you know, realistically, I think Teo is the better overall fighter. His power and ability to take punches go a long way in me saying that. Also, of course, his resume speaks for itself. But man, if Ortiz fights the way I think he will, I really think he has a great chance at pulling the upset off. I also just want to note that Ortiz looks fully locked in. He knows this is a chance at not only greatness, but for the bigger fights, you know, bigger money fights. Essentially a better life. If he pulls off the upset, it will do wonders for his career and livelihood. So I'm sure he's all the way locked in. And, you know, honestly, judging from his social media, he definitely looks dialed in. And Teo does too, don't get me wrong, but I just know from his track record that when it's a big fight, when he's the underdog, when it's a tall task, the best Teo comes out. But when it's a stay busy fight, or honestly, anything lesser than a huge fight, he hasn't looked his best. Yes, Teo beat Loma, but what happened after? He lost to Cambosos, and then he had a subpar performance against Martin. And now he beat Taylor, another huge name. Will history repeat itself? We will see. As far as my prediction goes, this is a tough one. I like both of these fighters. They are both great, very good, skilled, everything. They're very good, you know. But I really like Ortiz's chance at pulling off the upset. I just don't think Teo will take him as serious as he would a Haney or a Tank, or honestly even a Matias. I think in the back of his head, he already beat Ortiz in the amateurs, and Ortiz hasn't climbed the ranks like he has in the pros. So, you know, I just don't know. Even if he is taking him seriously, Ortiz, if he boxes the way I think he should and will, I really like his chances of winning. In my opinion, either Ortiz pulls off the upset, shocks the world, pulls off the upset, beats Teofimo by decision, or he gets knocked out. And I'm going for the former. For my official pick, I'm going for Jamaine Ortiz to beat Teofimo Lopez by decision. But Teofimo also has a great chance of winning. He has a great chance of knocking Ortiz out. He is great. I have him at number 7 on my Poundforpound list. So don't be out here calling me a hater. I just see it. Stylistically, I favor Ortiz, and that's that. But, you know, regardless of what happens, like I said before, we all have to praise these two for making this fight happen. The media and the fans. We have to praise them. This is a great fight, guys. You know, but other than that, that's it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please leave in the comments down below what you guys think will happen. Do you guys think I'm bugging for my pick? Do you guys think I'm right? Let me know down below. Hit the like button and please subscribe. And like I said, thank you so much for watching and have a great day. Oh, and another thing, if you guys are going to put money on anything, I would put it down for knockdowns. I don't know who's going to get knocked down, but I can just see a knockdown or two at play in this fight. Both are very chinny, both are explosive, and both got great timing. Somebody's going to get caught, someone's going to get knocked down, you're going to get some money. Peace.